What's going on, guys? We're live. We're here on Paneloids live stream. We're here for just one thing only. Huzzah! Huzzah! We're here just for Thunderbolts. That's it. That's all.
Little baby show.
It's a special episode.
Show.
Why are my headphones aren't headphoning?
Working?
No, this is
working.
A little bit awkward because I can hear you through this.
Timo, Comic Talk, thank you for joining us as we review Thunderbolts here tonight. And Pierre tries to get his headphones fixed. Thunderbolts was released last Thursday/Friday, so we're almost a week in. So there will be spoilers ahead. We will be talking spoilers about the movie. So if you've seen it, great, stay. If you haven't, leave and come back after you've seen it. So yeah. First things first, Pierre. 1 out of 10. What are we giving it? What are you giving it?
Personally, I'm giving it just straight 10. Actually, a 9.5, but probably just a 10.
Okay. Yeah. I will be close to that. I will be giving it a 9 for sure. Very, very good movie. The meme going around that the MCU is back, baby, is true. It is definitely true. This movie is definitely top tier MCU. If it's not top 3, it's probably top 5 in terms, especially in the last few years. It would probably be top 3 in the last few years for sure. It's weird to think about how what was it? Dear God, I forgot what the third Avengers movie was called. Infinity War. Was 10 years ago almost. Can you believe that?
Yeah, kind of crazy. It's crazy how quick it's gone by. I'm still trying to figure out this mic thing. I'm sorry.
You're good. It's
just not happening.
Little bit of self-aggrandizing. We are up to 170 members over on our Discord, so thank you so much all for joining us. Our Discord is growing rapidly, which we greatly appreciate. We greatly appreciate you guys being a part of this community. A special shout out specifically to Juan, because he's the GOAT, and Comic Talk, who is the Bats. So yeah. And Pierre's gone. So now you're just dealing with me. Weird. All right. I'm alone. So since I'm alone, I will talk about who was my favorite team member. For the team itself, I mean, Red Guardian was absolutely hilarious and absolutely fantastic throughout this movie. I love that we finally got his catchphrase, "For the glory," which appears on the cover of his first appearance, which I want to say is Avengers 18. It's early Avengers. It is early Avengers. I'm gonna be upset at myself for getting this wrong. I am way off. It was Avengers 43. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was way off. Why did I say 18? Anywho, yeah. For the Glory. We got For the Glory from Alexi. So Pierre, are you with us yet or no?
No, I'm as with as I'm gonna get. I think this is terrible.
Who is your favorite member of the team itself?
All right, so a person that actually grew on me throughout the film was U.S. Agent. Love him.
Really, John Walker.
Love him.
Do you feel like this movie redeemed him?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like, I don't know, following him from Captain America: Winter Soldier, that movie or that TV show. Falcon Winter Soldier,
yep.
That TV show to where he is now, from the beginning of the movie all the way to the end, I was like, all right, this is actually, I feel like he grew a lot as a character. Like, we got a lot out of him. So, like, him and his wife leaving him, like, it's kind of crazy.
I don't know what L White meant, but I honestly, yeah, Yelena was definitely a highlight of the movie for sure. If you haven't watched Black Widow, which you should watch Black Widow, She was fantastic in that, and she's just as fantastic in this. It's a nice continuation of the character. It's a much more serious version of her than we got in Hawkeye, which was still a great version of her. I absolutely loved her in Hawkeye, and I'm glad that she's going to be around for a while. Um, so, what do you, Pierre? What do you think was the best part of the movie? Period.
Best part of the movie, for me, I don't know. There's so many different like highs and like it was just great movie. I think just going through like when they were in the void, I feel like that was very cool.
That was a very I want to say Doctor Strange esque like sequence without Strange. So you felt just out of the as much out of the element as they were. I love that they gave you that feeling kind of when you were going through the different rooms. Um, the way they handled the void was absolutely fantastic. Yes, we did not get a giant cosmic crab monster, but I'm okay with that because of how they actually handled like excuse me, sorry. How they actually handled the like void itself, how he sounded, how he looked. I also think this is kind of like a big middle finger to Sony in a way as well. Not that they did it intentionally because I don't think they knew, but if if the next big bad for Spider-Man is going to be Mr. Negative, they might get called out on that cuz the void kind of looked a little like Mr. Negative in the fact that he was just, negative. So I'm curious if that will change Sony's plans, or at least change the look of Mr. Negative.
I think you can probably do Mr. Negative and still do it differently because it's not really the same thing.
Yeah, but
Like
guarantee that people are going to point it out. It's not the same thing, but it's definitely going to be like, oh, are they just copying?
well, at least they're in the same universe.
Yeah, they will be. So
I think if anything, how Daredevil season 2 is going to be shaped around this is actually more of a question to me.
because of the new Avengers.
Well, this happened in New York, the new
Mhm.
Avengers, the Void, like everyone
True,
was deleted. So
and then reappeared. That was an awesome. I don't even want to call it a jump scare, but it was a jump scare with the little girl. How Alexi saves the little girl, and then she just
yeah,
like I was like,
yeah,
oh shit.
yeah. That scene was
uh,
it was expected but unexpected. Like
yes, yeah.
yeah, like we knew what was
The
happening with the Void, but then like just hitting us like that because it was such a tender moment, and we're like, oh, cool, like they're being
and
seen.
we didn't know in that moment that they weren't dead. Yeah. Um, but another little Easter egg slash note that has been made about it. The shadows of the victims of the void they were modeled after the shadows of the bodies at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So kind of paying homage to
That's dark.
the atomic aspect of it. Yeah, yeah. Um, Oh, Casual Nerd makes a very, very good point. The blip 1.5 will be mentioned in the passing of Daredevil. Yeah, that's probably true. And they might make it a plot point with the hand in a way.
But now, is it really?
They could
It's not
potentially
really
make
a
a plot point
blip,
with it.
right? Because
Well, people got deleted from existence for
right,
20 minutes. Like
right. But when you come back from it, it's almost like you just kind of daydreamed for a second about something scary in your life.
true.
I don't even know if you
Um
necessarily notice that anything happened to you. You're just especially if you don't see the void happening, right? Like all the people that saw him in eyesight, like he's flying above me, and then everyone's going into shadows. You're obviously gonna
yeah,
know what's happening, but
when he was in your dreams, like when he was in your memories, they're going to see the void reliving that memory. He's going to be there. So they're going to realize that that wasn't supposed to be there. So that will be an aspect of it.
yeah,
My favorite Easter egg was definitely we got Mel, we got Melissa Gold, we got Songbird. In a way, she was Valentina's assistant. Um, she wasn't called Melissa. She wasn't called Melissa Gold. She wasn't called Screaming Mimi or Songbird. She wasn't a professional wrestler. But nothing is done by accident in this movies, and nothing is, especially costume choices, are not done by accident. So the fact that she was called Mel and she had that Songbird necklace, that 100% confirms that it was meant to be Melissa Gold and Songbird. So I'm happy being a Thunderbolts fan. Um, my biggest gripe was that there was no original Thunderbolts members in this movie. Even if Hawkeye showed up, I would have been like okay with that as my Thunderbolts like fix. But the fact that we do get a Songbird kind of mentioned in a way, I greatly appreciate, and I was there for it. Pierre, did you have a favorite Easter egg?
I don't. Not really a lot of Easter eggs, to be honest, in this. Like,
Not a super amount, but there was a lot of. All right, so what was, instead of Easter egg, what was your favorite humorous moment?
humorous moment. I think it's not really humorous, but um, the to your left, like at the beginning with U.S. Agent. I guess
Yeah,
it is humorous. Like it was just like she was trying to like fix the whatever. She was
yeah.
hot wiring the system to get her out of that room. And he's like, "Oh, I got this," and he just hits it with the shield. And she's like, "Okay, well, hopefully that works." And then it did work, so that was cool. So I feel like
When
there were a lot of scenes with U.S. Agent that were like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
even
where
when they were climbing
he
up.
wasn't the butt of the joke, but he was a part of the joke.
Yeah,
Yeah. The idea that one of the most powerful entities that we have ever seen is named Bob, and the whole team is explaining like, "Hey, Bob, 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 Bob," and like Bucky's like, "I don't want to fucking hear this Bob thing," and then they call him. He's like, "Bob," and they're all like, "Bob!"
though.
Like that.
I,
That was amazing.
so the thing I was gonna say originally was when Taskmaster died, because it's not really it wasn't humorous, but it was just like, boom. And I feel like as an audience, no one liked that being Taskmaster. So
Yeah, they did Taskmaster dirty.
yeah,
In Black Widow, a lot of people had a problem with their version of Taskmaster. And so to erase that version of Taskmaster, uh, I'm okay with it. I was wrong in the fact that I believe my prediction was Ghost would be erased early on. But it was Taskmaster. So I knew one of them was going to be erased. Casual nerd, what do you think about Red Guardian and Elena doing a fastball special mirroring Steve Rogers and Natasha? Yes, that was a beautiful homage to that moment in the original Avengers movie. I don't know if everyone kind of caught that, but that was definitely what that was supposed to be. And that was really, really cool. Um, Red Guardian priding himself on being the Russian Captain America, the superhero of the state of a way. That was definitely a definite fun homage.
so
And
so
that
while we're on that subject, so Red Guardian, right? Because I saw someone talking
yes,
about this. Where's his shield? Right? Think about it.
hmm
Big on his shield and everything. So if you watch What If, there's like an episode where he's in it with the Winter Soldier. It's like a what if moment. What if they like met up and he stopped Bucky from killing Tony Stark's parents? So
interesting. Okay,
he gets his shield in it's like a Soviet like archive. Like that's where his shield actually is. So everything up into the point that he meets with Bucky, right, is still canon, right? The what if is
hmm
him meeting with Bucky. So we can assume that his shield's actually in some archives right now, like being like on lockdown. Now the cool part about that is another person is actually on lockdown in those archives if you think about it. Think
who
about who would be locked down, who could be locked down in something
Crimson
filed away
Dynamite?
for years.
I'm oh The Winter Soldier.
No, Arnim Zola.
Oh shit! Yeah, except for he's not Russian, but yeah, Armin Zola being like the computer program locked her away. Yeah, that'd
So
be
so we could eventually see that, like him trying to get
full
a shield,
circle.
maybe activating him or something.
Well, Armin Zola died in Winter Soldier. Um, we saw
Right.
him blow up, but that doesn't. He's a computer program. He's not dead.
Backup.
So, yeah.
Could be. What?
I tried to mute my burp and then I unmuted and burped again. um, is there anything in the movie that you don't like? Anything that you wish that they did over or didn't do?
No. Like it really, like me and Jenny were talking about it. It was perfect on not just a Marvel movie standpoint, but it felt perfect just as a movie. Like standalone,
Mhm.
it from point A to point B, like there was no filler. Like it really moved along, gave you the story, gave you everything, and then even like the emotional aspect, like everything with like just all like the suicide, like the darker side of just mental struggles. Like I think it was touched home. Like it really was great.
You relate it to very personally.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't really have a gripe with the movie at all. I love how they came up with the name the Thunderbolts. I think that was a very unique way of ham fisting that in. Um, the personalities fit all the characters. We did get a redeeming arc for Ghost. We got a redeeming arc for US Agent, even Bob in a way. Um, that's the other thing I was going to say. Casual nerd saying that they should have kept Taskmaster around, in my opinion. I agree that Taskmaster was dispatched too early. I would have, I would have loved if there was like a subtle hint where someone else gets the shield. And eventually we do get Anthony. That'd be cool. Uh,
I think that's why they did it. I think it's to make room for like an actual Taskmaster because I think this was forced on us and this just wasn't it. And like they thought we were gonna accept it, no one accepted it. And I feel like this almost felt like to me like Deadpool shooting the old Deadpool. You know what I mean?
yeah. I do got to say though, I love Ghost's new costume because it is
I
very,
love
very
Ghost.
similar
Ghost like
to Ghost's
was a very
Thunderbolts
redeeming arc.
costume.
Like I love her as a character. I'm like, oh shit, like I can follow Ghost as like a character now. Like I can follow like Yelena, incredible. Like as a Black Widow is great.
Mhm.
Like she made me like no disrespect, but I feel like Scarlett Johansson, like her Black Widow was just there wasn't anything like I was like, oh, her character's sick. Like this is a
Well,
sick character.
so Black Widow, so Natasha, we did not ever learn of her upbringing until the Black Widow movie. Whereas we've known this from the beginning with Yelena, and Yelena is carrying that weight, and we've seen that weight. Whereas Natasha was out of sight, out of mind. She didn't seem like a troubled character. She didn't seem like she had baggage. And we can relate with Yelena a lot more than we could with Natasha, which is, I think, why a lot of people are loving her version.
I
Um,
100% agree with that. That's I think it's basically what DC did wrong, where they gave us all these characters without developing them, you know. And I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
the same thing with Scarlet, not Scarlet, but just Black Widow. I keep saying Scarlet, but you know what I mean. Like it's the same thing. So casual nerd
Casual
in the
nerd.
chat. If the plan was to kill her, they should have done it in the final fight, or maybe she doesn't make it out of the void because she couldn't defeat her own demons. And that's I like that, but I think that's why they didn't give her that because
Yeah.
they really wanted to almost make it comical, like boom, she's dead, forget about her. Like we're sorry we gave her to her. Like we know that's not what you wanted. Like that's why it felt to me more like a Deadpool killing the Fox universe's Deadpool. Like it just like a mercy kill. Boom. All right, we're gonna carry on with the movie. Just you'll probably get another one eventually. Just we're moving on.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you develop the character too much throughout the movie, then I don't know. Then it becomes harder to give you another version of it later on. I feel like, you know.
Um, so now we're talking about after credits. Thoughts on the name change?
All right. My biggest gripe with the name change is that I bought the cereal box. So
You bought the Wheaties box.
so Wheaties came out with 1,000, I guess, Thunderbolts Wheatie boxes, right? It's limited to
Uh,
1,000, and it was on eBay, so because they were already sold out, of course. So I bought it, and I'm waiting for it to come in. As I'm waiting for it to come in, they've decided to do a name change, and now I feel like this box is pointless. So
there's only 1,000 of the Thunderbolt boxes. If they re-release it with a new Avengers box, your box is going to be worth money.
potentially. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So my thought behind it is that I want to get the actors to sign the box. I feel like
That's a great idea. That is a
yeah.
great idea. I've seen someone who got a Thunderbolts issue signed by a bunch of the actors at the premiere, and it pissed me off because all the actors who signed those Thunderbolts issues, not one of them was in it. Not a single one of the characters that they played was in the issue that they signed. But and now because it's renamed the New Avengers, like I wonder if that fan regrets it or whatnot. Because have they straight up changed the marketing of the movie to New Avengers?
Yeah, all the marketing is now New Avengers, but there's still certain things that say Thunderbolts. So
Yeah, and it's still got the asterisks. Um,
yeah,
I do like that we're having like a legal battle. We're getting Civil War Part 2, but in the courtrooms, it seems.
yeah. I think that
Um,
to me it feels like we're gonna get She-Hulk in this because of that, like the legal
so
battles.
yes, I see your point there. Now I'm curious: are we getting Young Avengers or Champions, or are we just getting the New Avengers and the Mighty Avengers, and Sam will have Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel and Patriot? I wonder if that's what's going to be happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. I'm not sure, but I feel like there's gonna be a merger at some point with this. Like, it's not just. I think it's gonna be the New Avengers, and I just feel like certain pieces aren't going to be there anymore and certain pieces are going to move in, like because they have the tower. Oh well, actually no, scratch that, because this is the tower, but they're gonna move the base to what's it called, who's the guy in the water, the
Oh, Tumatup.
yep. So that's where the Avengers base is actually going to be. So
Interesting. Okay.
if that's
What do
the
you
case,
think
then
Kyle would rate this movie?
how would I rate it?
How what would Kyle rate it?
Oh, Kyle. He's a critic, man. He's a harsh critic. It's like 7.5.
Yeah, I think he'd be like a 4 because he's a douche.
Yeah, this movie was great. I really want to give it a 10. Like it's it's a great standalone movie, and I think it like I would just want to see more of this. Like
Yeah, yeah. I think Yelena carried the movie. I think the comedic parts were very funny and done very, very well. I think we got great redemptions for two characters who deserved it within Ghost and US Agent. I like how they handled the Sentry as a fan of the Sentry. The fact that they said he was a meth addict, that blew my mind that they would actually go that far to say that yeah,
I
he got these
know.
powers by because he was a
Yeah.
drug addict. That was
They did it
awesome.
so well though. They did it so well. Like it was like
Mhm.
that they teetered the line really well of comedy and all these like sensitive subjects. I think they like
Yeah.
I,
And when they were teasing the Void, when his eyes turned, when John pushed him, or this, that, and the other, when they were teasing that there was something deep down and dark, my nephew was like, "What's going on with him? Like, what? Who is he?" And I was like, "Just watch, kid. Just watch." So, um, yeah, it was done very, very well. 9.5. I'm very happy with the movie. Um, I'll
so
let you handle that.
panelists in the chat said, "Hey, did you see that the Thunderbolts comic changed its name too?" be something if we got to read it early and interview the writer. So yes, we do have the writer coming next week. Is it next week
I
or
think
the
it's next
fall?
week.
No, 2 weeks from now. So he's going to be on. But yeah, can't wait for that. I'm not going to be here, unfortunately. But Jeremiah, you'll have fun, and I'll try to come up with a couple
Yeah,
questions.
that will the
And I
Sam
want you to
Humphries
ask it.
interview. 2 weeks on 5/21. We'll be doing the Sam Humphries. We're going to be an hour early with that interview. We'll be live at 6 p.m. And we'll be talking about the Thunder New Avengers bolts. So, real quick, we've got some nerdy news and some rumors for you. So, Pierre.
Yeah. So, quick nerdy news: Alan Cumming recently interviewed and was asked about how he felt coming back to the MCU. He mentioned how his character hits Pedro Pascal over the head. So, Nightcrawler versus Reed Richards confirmed. What do we think?
It could be. That easily could be. Or Alan Cumming could be playing a little known Fantastic Four villain, Puppet Master, perhaps, who gets in a hand to hand combat fight with Reed, which doesn't make sense, but I like the sound of it. But yeah, probably during the incursion, you're gonna have heroes punching heroes. So
Yeah, you'll see that. You know, the one thing I did want to touch on, Steven Yeun was supposed to be our Sentry.
yes,
And I feel like I completely forgot about that.
see, I didn't, and that was one of my only like gripes with the movie early on when we got the awkward Bob walking around and like, well, I don't know what's going on. I was thinking, how would Steven Yeun do this? And I'm happy with the Bob that we got, and my mind got back to the movie, and I wasn't pulled away from the fact that it was supposed to be him. But at the beginning, that is something that went through my head: was this was supposed to be Steven Yeun? But I think that the actor who did it handled it wonderfully. I don't know the actor personally. My wife knows him in something that she watched. So, yeah, this was supposed to be Steven Yeun. I am kind of glad we didn't get him. Save him for something else. But yeah, the new Century is great. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I completely forgot until after the movie. Jenny actually like leaned in and she's like, "Wasn't this supposed to be Steven Yeun? Didn't you say that?" And I was like, "Oh my god, you're right." Like I completely forgot, and I was like, "Damn, I don't think I would have liked that."
I think he could have done as good of a job,
Oh yeah,
but
definitely. But
I'm happy with the way that it turned out, and it saves him for something else down the line if he feels like doing something else with the MCU.
yeah, before we go into the outro, um, the after scene, right? Like after
After
credit
credit scene, yes.
they're back. They're
I
here.
Yeah, so I'm curious. We'll keep this short and sweet because I'm curious what you think is happening in that scene.
Okay. So we know the timeline. It's like I think 14 months after all those events,
Yep.
right? Something like that. So
Mhm.
now they're established kind of as the new Avengers. Fine. They're talking about a space crisis happening, and I'm assuming incursions. I'm assuming things are happening. Maybe there's a Galactus, whatever. So my thing before this scene came on, I'm telling Jenny, I was like, yeah. So my theory is that the Fantastic Four that we're getting, the movie, is that they're originally from the 616 and that they're trying to get back. So we know because the director said they're the only heroes on this planet, on this universe, whatever, right?
Mhm.
So I think they left our universe in the 60s from Doctor Strange saying that they charted in the
Took off
60s,
and
right?
charted in the 60s.
So I think that they were in our universe. They're gone. No one's seen them. They're out. Now they're trying to get back. They're going to fight Galactus. They're going to lose. And they're going to, like, the whole world is actually going to be consumed. And they're going to figure out how to fly out. So they're going to leave. I don't know how Doctor
I
Doom comes into play here. Obviously,
Mhm.
he gets with them and leaves together.
Does he?
I don't know together. I don't know where, but he figures a way out of his universe. So he's definitely
Correct.
figuring out. So I think if anything, it's them coming, and then they might be warning us about, hey, Galactus is coming. We just saw this, so I don't know.
I think that it's Reed running. Him just trying to protect his family. He don't give a fuck about this world. It's not his world. He realizes he's in over his head, so he finds a way to get through that like wormhole that Polaris went through. Not Polaris. Wow, Photon went through. So he ends
Yeah.
up back into our original universe of sorts. And his universe was supposed to be consumed, but to your note, Doom saved everyone, and now Doom wants to pay revenge. That's my assumption. So,
Okay. So you think the universe was about to be destroyed? Doctor Doom figured it out.
yeah, but Reed said, "Fuck this, we're out." Like I got a baby on board.
There you go. I 100% believe
That's what I
he
think.
puts his family first, 100%. But I don't think he's from this universe originally, and that's why they're the only heroes on this universe to begin with. You know,
Mhm.
like why are there no other
I'm
heroes here?
I'm super curious to see how Red Ghost is going to fit into all of this with the Fantastic Four. We've got Surfer, we've got Galactus. God only knows who else is going to show up. We're only a few weeks away, though. We are less than 8 weeks away, right? Am I doing my math right? It's
Yeah, no,
July.
it's right around the corner, and not only that, but we also have Superman around the corner,
We do, yes.
which
Which we'll be
we're
going into a
told
deep dive with
we're
that.
gonna have some shocking cameos appearing in that. So I'm not gonna say that I'm buying spec books, but I might be buying some spec books.
I'm shocked to hear you say that. Do you know what would be the real like the big spec book right now? Would be like Fantastic Four #1 and Fantastic Four #5.
Why is that?
Because it's the first appearance of the Fantastic Four and the first appearance of Doom, and they're both stupid expensive.
Oh well, yeah, it's not really a spec book. It already got spec.
I know.
That's it. Book's over.
I'm waiting for the day where you post on the Discord. Look what I bought, and it's a fucking like legit expensive ass
No,
book.
I am. So the one book, I might be going too deep into this, but like him saying shocking made me think, oh, Static Shock is appearing. So I went and bought Static Shocks. So
Interesting.
I don't know if he's gonna appear,
So
but if he's basing it off of like 90s kids and 2000s
mhm.
kids, what did we like? We like Static Shock, we like Batman Beyond, we like Justice League. So
So a long time ago, we were talking about like who do we want to see in the absolute universe, and that night I had a dream about absolute milestone. So absolute icon, absolute rocket, and absolute static. Which now I want to see that real fucking bad. But thank you all for joining us on this
yes,
mini
sir.
baby episode with the two best members of Panelites to talk about Thunderbolts / New Avengers.
Yeah,
And
it
we
was
have an
nice.
interview that'll be dropping very soon with the legend that is Kelly Thompson. So be sure to check back for that. And Pierre, if you want to hit the people with the outro.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with Panelize Comic Books and more. And if you haven't already, check out the videos tab on our YouTube channel for a full recap of Super Jersey Comic Expo. And see you next time. We're rolling out.